Good evening, everybody. This is Ron Pope, Chief of Operations and Marketing here at Leafit, and this is our Inner Circle webinar. The purpose behind the Inner Circle webinar is for us to bring people to you that are just killing it in their businesses, that are growing in just leaps and bounds each and every week. And most of the time, these folks have systems in place. And so if you're sitting back scratching your head going, how are they doing it? How are they bringing literally hundreds of people, thousands of people to their teams in a short amount of time? Because you would like to do that exact same thing. That's what this Inner Circle webinar is all about. And I want to thank you for coming out and spending this time with us. I do know that there's some new folks on the webinar this evening, so we will cover just a little bit about what is Leafit and why is it so special? You know, what is the opportunity for you? Why are you here this evening? So first off, what do we do? Well, we're the first app, okay, the first app that pays you when the content you post generates a sale. So what we've done is, for the first time ever, we've tied social networking and e-commerce together. We have over 19,000 different retailers worldwide that we're contracted with, which makes available to you guys literally millions of products. We're talking companies like Target and Walmart, Sears and Macy's and Rakuten and I mean, you name it, we've got it. I could keep going. We've got 19,000 major retailers. So what do you do? Well, you do nothing different than what you're already doing with your current social network. You just snap a picture. You tag a product to it. I guess that is the difference. Is you will tag a quick product. So let's say you snapped a picture, and in that picture you really like this green chair, this green office chair. So you would go and quickly search green office chair. Bunch of different office chairs will come up because the app will automatically search through the 19,000 different retailers and give you the best possible pricing that we have available. And you can search through until you find the chair that you like, click on it, and it immediately tags it to your picture. You make a quick comment and hit post. And at that point, you've just created your first lead. It's very quick. It's very simple. And it's a lot of fun. The content and things that we're seeing posted are just, really fun, light pictures and things. So that's what Leafit is all about. We currently have an app in the iTunes store that's available for iOS 7.0 and above. And we are already working on further development for our desktop enabled versions. So anybody, whether it be on a PC, a Mac, you could even access it from your smartphone. Anybody will be able to access the social network as soon as the desktop version is complete. So that is currently underway right now. And right behind that, we will have the additional mobile devices and Android-specific app that we'll have in the App Store for them as well. So that's what's going on there. And guys, I'm excited to say that we have a patent pending on this process. And what patent pending means is, as we come out with new additional enhancements and versions, we just update our patent until we hit the point where we're satisfied, and then we push the patent through. So it's pending, waiting on us to complete all of our different versions. But the patent pending does protect our business model, and it gives you guys the first to market. Let me talk to you about the market here, because it's not a new market. It's something that's been around for a while. Matter of fact, Facebook entered the market in 2004. Prior to that, I believe it was MySpace. But Facebook came out in 2004, and when they first came out, they weren't perfect. They had a lot of bugs and different issues. But look at them today. Just a few years later, they have over 1.23 billion users on their network. Then you got Pinterest down here at 70 million, and I mean, this is a significant amount of traffic. These are the number of users, guys. Instagram, 200 million, 241 for Twitter, and 540 million for Google Plus. I mean, that's very, very significant. Next, let's talk about the number of pictures that are being posted to these social networks each and every day. Because as I stated a moment ago, pictures are really where it all starts for Leafit. But if you look at Pinterest down here at the smallest one on the chart, they have 20 million pictures being uploaded each and every day. I mean, that's pretty significant. I mean, that's almost a million pictures an hour being uploaded to their network. Then you have Instagram at 60 million. You got Google Plus at 214. Then you got Facebook at 350. And what blew me away the other day was, I thought, man, 350 million pictures, that's incredible. That really sets the benchmark. But then I found out that there's a company called Snapchat that actually has over 400 million pictures posted each and every day. So, I mean, just the magnitude of this market blows me away. I mean, with how much opportunity this has created for Leafit to enter the market, but also for you guys to enter the market. And let me just, kind of recap this for you real quick and tell you the different markets that we're bringing together so that it can really come to fruition in your mind as to what kind of opportunity is here. With social networking, it allows a captive audience, basically, of over 2 billion users that are already using social networks. And now we can tap into those folks and bring them over here to our social network. But look at the growth on that, up almost 1 billion users since 2011. I mean, this is just literally exploding. Trends are changing, and people are going online. And when they go online to buy their stuff, then the online advertisers, they pick up as well. And you got traditional businesses that have never marketed online, and now they're starting to come online to market as well. But you got a $135 billion a year industry right there in online advertising. That's up 17 billion since 2012. So significant growth right there. The reason I bring that up is when our user base gets larger, we're going to implement a advertising platform where different merchants can purchase advertising. You guys will be able to share in that. Next, we have the affiliate and direct sales, over $167 billion a year industry, and it's gone up 2 billion in just the last 12 months. So again, significant growth and significant room for you guys to come in and tap into that market as well and pull over some networkers into your social network. And then we got e-commerce, $1.5 trillion a year. That's up, guys. This is, talk about significant explosive growth. That's up from $1 trillion in 2012. That's $500 billion increase in the last 2 years. So extremely exciting right there in itself. I mean, think about if you just took a small portion of that home to your family. And that's what we offer through Leafit, is the ability to tag products to your post. And when people look at your different leafs, your different posts, and they like the product that's there and they click on it and they buy it, you're getting a commission. Now, you can do that as a free affiliate. You do not even have to become an associate to do that part. If you want to become an associate, then you can tap into multiple generations of e-commerce sales, multiple generations of Unilevel, Matrix, Check Match. I mean, we've got a whole flurry of different compensations for you guys to tap into, as well as different promos that we bring out to you guys on a regular basis. But if you add all these together, guys, it's $1.8 trillion a year potential that you can tap into, and is growing each and every day. I've talked about where we've came from to get to here as a market, but let's look at from this point forward to even just 2 years out, 2017. Well, I guess that'd be 3 years from now. I can do my math there. But if you look at this down here, guys, on 2011, it was over 1.22 billion. Okay, we're talking billion users. 2014, we know that we're right around 2 billion users, but the market just continues to go up and up and up here. And by 2017, they're expecting over 2.5 billion users. So about, 550 million user increase between now and 2017. So extremely significant there. So with this type of a business model, guys, with what we have here with Leafit, that being the first time that it's ever been tied together, e-commerce and social networking, and then sharing that revenue with its users, the billions of users that are already out there right now are a wide open market, because if they're already using social networking and you give them the opportunity now to be able to monetize their network, it's very significant what happens. When you start talking to people, if you haven't already, you'll see the excitement in their face very early on, and then just get them into your sales funnel and let that do the rest of the work for you. Let us do the telling and selling, and you guys bring the traffic. Let's equate that new traffic to actual e-commerce sales here on a global basis. You guys can see the trends that have been going here to even right here, 1.5 trillion. We're talking trillions of dollars now. $1.5 trillion this year in e-commerce revenue. That's up from $1 trillion in 2012. So it's already taken a major increase, over $500 million increase. At 2017, it's expected to go up almost another $1 trillion over where we're at right now. And guys, it's not just going to fall off in 2017. We could have kept running this chart out and out and out it's the market is just exploding. So I've had people actually say to me, "Well, do I have to ask people to change the way that they're shopping and change the the trends that they're currently going through?" And the answer to that is no. And I think that you guys can see through these charts that answer is a correct answer. No, they don't have to ask anybody to change the way that they're shopping or the way that they do things because the market's already going that direction. The trends are already changing. We give you guys the opportunity to just get in front of that wave and put some of that cash in your pocket and create a real legacy for you and your family. I mean, literally income that could change your life. And I've never experienced in my 19 years of building businesses, I've never personally experienced a business model that plays in an industry that allows for so much explosive growth so quickly. Now you're going to run into different folks out there that build their businesses extremely fast, guys, and there's a reason for that. And here in just a moment, I'm going to bring out our first speaker. But let me talk to you just briefly about the downloading the app because we've had a lot of questions back to customer service. What's the right way to do that? If you're just now getting started, the first thing that you should do is join Leafit. Okay, get your sponsor's username, go to the replicated site, and join either as a free affiliate or if you want to work on the business angle of it, join as an associate. Once you've done that, there's going to be a banner in your back office on your share page that you're going to click on, and it's going to take you straight into the iTunes store for you to download the app. Now, if you've already gone to the iTunes store and downloaded the app, but you haven't signed up with Leafit yet, get back to your sponsor, get their information, and sign up at their replicated webpage using the same information that you used when you downloaded the app, and that'll link you back to them. Okay, so that's the process that we would like you guys to use when getting started with us. So you could do that now, or you could do that right after this call. The content that you guys post is very important. There's certain content such as pornography and inappropriate, post illegal, hateful content, vulgar things like that that people don't want to see. All right. Now, if you're in a country that pornography is acceptable, please realize we're global and other countries are not okay with that. So those are the types of things that we don't want to see on the social network. We want to see things that are fun and light, and people want to come back. It attracts them back and creates a viral nature to the business. Don't just go to somebody's website and copy an ad off their website and then post that because what we're getting the feedback of is that it's boring and people don't really want to see it. So just, post fun pictures, make fun comments, and then tag a cool product to it. And you guys will start getting your e-commerce sales. So, but that's just some easy guidelines right there. We'll have further guidelines coming out, but we don't really want to dictate anybody. We just want to maintain and moderate the content that's going in there so it's fun for everyone. Now, back to those individuals that I was talking about that just seem to really be blowing up their business. I mean, just in leaps and bounds and doing a great job. They're supporting their teams and their people love them. And you might be sitting there tonight going, yeah, that's who I want to be. That's what I want to do. Well, I'm proud and excited to be able to bring out an individual, Glenn Wightman. And as you can see here, Glenn was actually born and raised in the Scottish Highlands. He's now over here as here in the United States with us, and he's doing an exceptional job with his Leafit business. He started July 10th. He's personally referred in 25 different individuals to become users with the network, and from there it's exploded to over 900 people in his group. Glenn, are you with me? You might need to come off and mute if you're muted there. Yeah, it shows me that you're still muted, Glenn, so go ahead and hit the mute button. Let's see. I don't think I can take you off of mute. Glenn, I'll go ahead and keep talking, but try and find your mute button there if you would. And,
*6.
What is it?
He might need to press *6.
Okay, so Glenn, try that if you muted yourself. Well, actually, I'm seeing it through the GoToMeeting. He's muted himself. So you can either try *6 or just click the mic button on your right side of your screen there. Bear with me here, guys, as we get our speaker unmuted. Okay, Glenn, I'm not going to be able to help you unmute there. Let me see if I can take over on that. Nope, you're still muted, my friend. All right, so I'll tell you what we'll do, Glenn. I'm going to go ahead and move on to our next speaker, and as soon as you get unmuted, I'll see it, and I'll bring you back out. So work on that mute button for just a moment, and we'll continue forward here. Our next speaker is a associate advisory board member. That is a board that we've put together to help give us feedback on different things that we're doing as a company, to help really form the direction on where we're headed, to make sure that you guys in the field are getting what it is that you're looking for. And I got to say that Will does an exceptional job of that. He does amazing on bringing us the feedback and testing out the different things that we give him, going through the app, all these different things. And he brings great feedback and has already helped to start shaping the company. And you can see that from what I've got up here in front of you, he came on July 6th. He's personally referred over 56 people to the social network, and that has exploded to over 7,164 people in his group. Will, I know you're with me. I heard you just a moment ago. If you want to go ahead and take the floor, my friend, I'm excited to have you here again, and thank you so much for your time.
Hey, thank you, Ron, and it's always a pleasure to be here. And I'm just just entirely excited about the leafit opportunity, and discovered it just a few months ago. I have just been a complete and total fan of the social, e-commerce business model for many years now, and I have seen a few companies take an attempt at grabbing some of that market share out there for social media, for all of the incredible billion-dollar giants that are out there, just making an incredible sum of money using social media. And we're talking about LinkedIn and Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat, and there's so many of them. And it's just really exciting to think about, that here we have a brand new social site that's going to allow us, the users, the members, the people who post the content, to get a piece of that. And I'll chase this model to the end of the earth if I need to, but I've chased it for a couple of years, but now I see that here is Leafit, and Leafit has it together. No disrespect to any of the companies who have tried it before, but Leafit has really put this together in a huge way. This company has an app. This isn't an idea anymore. This isn't a concept anymore. This is an approved app that's in the iTunes store that we have downloaded, that we are using. And, I just have to reflect for a minute. I have never really personally looked at all of the different updates that I get on my iPhone. When I see that there's 2 or 3 updates, what do? I click update all, and they all update. I don't read what the newest version is or what the new update does, but I've started doing that, and I look at it pretty regularly now. And to give you an example, Skype, LinkedIn, a lot of different apps that I have on my phone have updated in the past couple of days. And these updates show that they're on version, 5.6.2 or 13. I saw one of them that was 13, 6.5. So we're talking about apps that have had many, many, many updates. Here we are with Leafit, and we just went through the second update since the launch that is 1.0.1. And when you think about that, none of us on this phone, I'm quite sure, were ever, any of the first members of Facebook when it was called the Facebook. We all know that from the movie, but I don't think any of us were probably using the site when it was called that. And to see that every time an app update comes out for these giants, it's already in the 5s, 6s, 7s. Well, here we are with Leafit. We had 1.0 come out, a week or so ago, and we just had a recent update of 1.0.1, and we all get to be the pioneers to take this to the world. And, don't discount any of this as, nominal, because it's already picking up media attention. And as you can, see from the back office on the site, this thing is going to air with, Terry Bradshaw, Fox News. They've already filmed it. It's going to air, whether it be October or whenever they decide it's the appropriate time. When that thing goes on TV, do you want to be a member of Leafit and have your friends dialed in, or do you want them to be downloading, the app, from a TV show? So we have a really phenomenal product here. We have a mobile application, like Ron said, that is patented to where we can, as the slogan goes, snap it, tag it, share it. You take a photo with your camera, you snap a picture, you take a photo from the internet, you take a photo from Facebook or from, one of your friends' Facebook photos, and you just go ahead and click that photo and you tag some relevant content to it. And it could be something, as simple as, the Mike Green example of the beach ball, or it could be that you have a friend who, nothing against the women here, let's use the guys. Okay, so you have a friend who's holding up a picture of a catfish or a largemouth bass, and you click that photo, and it says tag a keyword. So you type in rod and reel, and now it pulls up the best price on the net, and let's just say that's Cabela's, because I've seen that example. And now that product is floating around attached to the photo, a viral photo that could go anywhere inside of the Leafit platform, inside of the other social networks that it's shared to. And anytime anyone clicks that photo and purchases that rod and reel, after seeing the photo, seeing the product, reading the captioning, the story that's behind it, there's a commission paid through multiple levels. If there's anything more exciting than that, I'd love to know about it, but that's what we have here. And we're not hearing about it a year or 2 years after it's out, which would be fine. We're hearing about it right now. And, people ask me sometimes, well, how do you have so many people in your network? I'm not doing anything spectacular at all. I'm 41 years old. I own a traditional brick and mortar business, and when I'm out and about, I have the app on my phone. Now, I understand that people who have Androids don't yet, but they will. But that's no reason to wait for it, because with or without an iPhone, you have a business right now. I mean, you can be in business. Let's just assume that I was an Android user and I had over 7,000 people in my Leafit team. Does it really matter that I don't have an iPhone? Not any whatsoever, because all the people who have iPhones can use the app. They can monetize the app, and it wouldn't make any difference monetarily whether I have the app or not. So don't let that be in your way, and don't let it prevent you from inviting people to join leafit.biz or any of the number of lead capture pages, because what you really want to have is you want to have dozens, hundreds, thousands. Obviously, the higher it gets, the better. But you want to have a lot of people in your network when this does go to the Android version, when this does go to the PC version, when this does go to the 2.0, 2.1, 3 point whatever, because it's only going to get better. And just as we, didn't have an app to start with, and we had a promise of an app, and we had an incredible website, now we have a better website, and now we have a better website and an app, and soon we're going to have a better website and a better version of the app, and it's not going to stop. Just like you're never going to stop seeing updates in your phone of, releases from Skype and, LinkedIn and Snapchat and all the other things that you're getting app updates from, they're not going to stop. There's always going to be improvements. So you have to really look at what do you have in your hands right now. You have a business that, I know we have to be really careful, of course, all the time about income claims and all that kind of crazy stuff, because, we don't want to, get in trouble with promising that you can make a bunch of money. But look, here's the deal. There's people in here right now who Every Friday they get paid. Some get paid more than others. Some get paid to the point that they're very, very excited, and some just see the writing on the wall and they go, wow, if that's what I'm getting paid now, maybe I can get paid more. All it is sharing an app, a very exciting photo sharing app, and you're sharing it with people. You're doing something that you could never do before, which is monetizing something you do already for free. And I just can't say enough about the company, the leadership, the platform, and it's just it kind of gets comical sometimes when people say, well, the app came out, or the app, I downloaded a new version and it won't do this or it won't do that. There's other people who are just ecstatic that it does everything that it does already. And 70 to 80% of the world doesn't even know what we know already. I was talking to a friend of mine in Jacksonville today who really gets this and sees the vision. And I said, what do you think is going to happen in 2 or 3 months when this thing's at version, 2 point whatever, 3 point whatever, and it's just purring along because they used the iPhone to get all the bugs worked out, and then the good version hits, or the better version hits Android or PC. And he said, well, that's when people wish they had really done something during that time, because once everything's humming along and it's version 5, then the income opportunity is very much diminished. And I thought about that. And he said, yeah, that's one of my one-liner, recruiting tools. But if you think about that, do you want to wait until there's 2 million people in a really functional app, or do you want to go through a little bug here and there and build your network and really lock down a large portion of the population in your leafit team? And, just to kind of wrap up here, what I mean by that is I have 50, 60, I don't know, people in my team, and a very small percentage of those people have upgraded thus far to associate, but there's 7,000. Will that be 700,000? Will that be 7 million? We're dealing with a huge stock pond out there, unlimited, billions of people, and we get to start it. So the longer somebody waits, the smaller their team may be, but this right now it's really one of those things you dream about. So I encourage everybody to really dive in and pay attention to what this company's doing, because there's just nothing else out there like it. Not to discount anything, but this is an incredible, company, incredible tool, and some of the things that are coming right around the corner are just even more exciting. So there's no reason to feel threatened or feel like there's some competition with something you're doing. This is a social media tool. And just like LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook, you use these tools to do what? To meet more people, to build your profile, to establish, who you are, where you are, and to meet like-minded people. This is no different. This just has an option, an upgrade option, to turn it into a business if you want to. And some people are going to do that in a big fashion, and others might just use it as a tool. But it's a fantastic product, and it's only getting better. And with that, Ron, hopefully you can pull up Glenn now, but thanks for the time.
Thank you, Will. Really appreciate that. And, I've got some notes here before we go over to Glenn. I do have some notes that, what a great speech there. And, guys, we don't pay Will to come out here. We don't pay Glenn to come out here and talk to you guys. This is what they do because they care. They do this because they're leaders. They want to see the company overall succeed. And, there's a lot of folks on here that are on their team, and there's a lot of folks on here that aren't on their team. But if you asked either one of these folks that have come out here to talk tonight, they don't care whose team they're on. They just want to help everybody. And one of the things that Will said earlier, and I want to clear it up just real quick here, is he was saying, do you want to have people on your team, or do you want them to join after they've seen it on TV? I just want to let you guys know that corporate does not compete with you guys. Okay, so and Will knows this, and so I just want to give you some clarity that Will and I already know. Okay, and that is this: if somebody does join through a TV show, like they've seen us on Fox or Bloomberg or NBC or any of these other places that we're getting attention from, if they see that and they sign up, They're going to go into something we call a co-op or a round robin. And really what that is that they go into that system and they'll sit there for a little bit because you're going to have a few days to claim them back. So if they signed up and they didn't know you were on board, or they knew you were on board and thought that was the right way to do it, was to go straight to the iTunes store and download it, and they got all excited when they saw it on Bloomberg or whatever. Um, all those folks go into a co-op and they get assigned out to individuals who have qualified to be involved in the co-op. So corporate doesn't keep any of those folks directly. You could end up with a real windfall of people, going into your organization from some of the different national media that's going to be taking place. And that was really, I think the direction that Will was wanting to head, with that. And but after these webinars, if we don't clarify things like that, then I always get questions back. Well, what happens to those folks? So I figure I'll just tell you right up front. You guys, somebody's going to end up with them. Okay, so they're going to go back out through a co-op. If they were yours, like I say, you got a few days to claim those and bring them back over to your own organization. But we're here to work with you guys and here to help. But that is so exciting to me. That was actually, Will, one of my deciding factors when I was approached from Leafit and coming on over here as Chief of Marketing and Operations, was what kind of attention were they getting? Does this have the potential to have 100 million users? Now, guys, when I say 100 million users, if you're a seasoned networker, you might be sitting there going, "Well, that's not possible. That's too big of a company. That's never seen a network marketing company with 100 million users." Well, realize that for the first time ever, okay, that we're tying social media with network marketing. It's never been done. And just the social media side of that, the users. So when I talk about 100 million users, I'm not talking about 100 million associates. We're talking about 100 million users, because 90 to 95% of the folks that come in with you will be just affiliates. But what's so unique about our business model is, and if you haven't been through the opportunity webinar, you should. But what's so unique about our business model is people can come in as free affiliates, and you as an associate can still make e-commerce overrides on them 9 generations deep. If any of the folks that they bring to the social network upgrade to become associates, you're going to make generational overrides on them as well, both in the matrix, the unilevel, and the check match. So when I looked at this, I wanted to find out, though, was it just the network marketing industry that was looking at it, or was it across the board? Were we getting any kind of attention outside of the networking industry? And because I wanted to, really wanted to see the full spectrum of that. And I have to tell you that the first week I was on with the company, I was already doing an interview with Terry Bradshaw, or his show, actually. His crew came out and did a full production with us, Enterprises Television. That was my first week here with the company. And they sought us out. Immediately after that, we got 2 NBC radio talk shows that contacted us. And then our CEO ended up on the cover of a major magazine out of Europe. So, it was back to back to back. And we've had more media contacting us recently. We're working on some different deals with. So, it's really incredible. And that's what I love to see, is that because social media is so hot right now, guys, it literally lights a fire underneath your guys' business. And then it's just up to you to do some activity. So that would be the next thing that I would say to you guys, is take action. It's that simple. Just take action with it. Don't let any past failures or stories or anything else, from your past hold you back. Because this is, again, I'm going to say it probably about the 5th time on this webinar, this has never been done before. It is a viral business. So you guys just need to wage war on procrastination. Get started. If you've been in for a while and you haven't started signing anybody up, the reason that you see so many people underneath Will and you're going to see here in a moment underneath Glenn Wightman is because they took action. They started putting the word out there and letting people know, hey, I've got this hot new business. I'd like to invite you over here. You don't even have to pay anything to be involved. You can just become an affiliate and still make money. That hasn't been done before, guys. So if you're still sitting there wondering how to build your business, some of the things I got from Will just now is just take action, get started, do something, and do it now. So because timing is so critical, guys. With this being a matrix-backed program, and without going into the compensation plan, it really does make a time sensitive situation here for you that you really do want to get involved before the masses. And right now, we're gaining people literally hundreds a day um, coming into the network here. So, time is of the essence. It is right now when you guys want to get started and watch your teams explode. Watch you go up there 800, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. I know folks that started around the beginning of July that are sitting, 12, 13, 14,000 people in their organization already. Look what Will's got. I mean, just thousands and thousands of people. And he's still running a full-time business. So it's very, very possible for you guys to go out there and build the business that you've always wanted and never thought possible. It is now. And it's because of the unique business model that we have here. So, Will, thank you so much. I got a lot of great notes myself here from some of the things you were going over, and I always appreciate you having you out here as a speaker. And I know the fact that every time you come out, you put your heart and soul into it, and you tell folks from your heart what they should be doing and what you're doing. And I really, really appreciate it, my friend.
Thank you, Ron.
Okay, so let's go backwards here for just a moment now. I've got another speaker that I started to introduce. I believe, let me confirm real quick here. Glenn, do I have you with me?
I hope so this time.
Excellent, excellent.
Can you
Okay,
hear me?
yes, sir, I can hear you. Let me bring your slide back up. And are you behind
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Can you see your slide now, Glenn?
I do, yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. And Glenn, I had done a little bit of an introduction there for you before, but just kind of going back over that, guys. I mean, look at the volume that's already happened. He brought 25 people here as users, and from that, it's exploded to over 900 people since July 10th. I mean, that's very, very significant numbers right there, guys. Especially, when he's got other things going on in his life. And what I love about this when we have the speakers out to talk to you guys is that they're just like you. Okay, they're just people that may have a system down. They've got time management down. They're doing something that maybe you're not doing. And through Glenn talking here tonight, you may go, wow, there it is. The light comes on. And you know what? In the next 30 days might be the best 30 days of your life. So with that, I'm going to turn the floor over to Glenn. And Glenn, just pour into these folks on the webinar and just kind of tell them where you're coming from and how you're building your business and maybe some of the things that you see that they could do.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Ron. I just want to say a couple of things first about leafit. I think this is one of the best companies that I've been involved with for a long time because they're doing everything right. If you can imagine that you've got the iGrow University, which is a phenomenal program, you have the lead capture pages, you have the webinars, etc. There's no reason to fail with this company. It's all positive stuff. So what I like to do is just give kudos to 2 or 3 of my team members before going on what I want to present. Is I want to give kudos to Jeannie and Robert Bolton, Joe Bennett, James McCaleb, and Alex Von Verde because they're doing an absolute phenomenal job in helping building our group. So what I'd like to discuss is how to succeed. And I have a mentor that I had many moons ago in the software industry, and he said, keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because your words become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive because your behavior becomes your habits. Keep your habits positive because your habits become your values. And lastly but not least, keep your values positive because your values become your destiny. So the short answer to that is work diligently, work consistently, and never give up. So some of the other pointers that I would like to point out is when you first get into the business, your home business, write a plan out and the goals that you want to achieve. Most people never plan to fail, they simply fail to plan. So I would get with your upline or your sponsor and write out your plans and goals and find out from your upline how they're going to help you achieve those goals. Get started immediately. There's a lot of people wait for everything to be perfect before you start. There's nothing in this world that's perfect. It will never happen. So jump in and get started. Treat your network marketing business as very seriously. Whether it's a part-time business or a full-time business, it will quickly become one. But you've got to get started. Don't focus your attention on trying to sponsor the world. All you need to really build this business is get 3 and help them 3 get 3. That's 6, maybe 10. There's no need to sponsor the world. You get 3, you help your 3 get 3, and start duplicating what you're doing. The most single factor that I could say in building any business, and it's even from my corporate world in the corporate sales, is follow-up. This is the single most important factor to your success. You've probably heard that the fortune is in the follow-up, but you've got to remember, people rarely call you back because they may get busy, but they will join you if you follow and show them you care about them and what their needs are. Call them and ask them how things are going, or at least email them. By following up with everyone, you will sponsor new business partners in your network business. Have patience. You can't build a business overnight, and you can't get income business overnight. You have to be very patient, because it's especially true if you're working a full-time job somewhere. So you may be only to use 8 or 9 hours a week doing it part-time. So the business will take a little time. But it's well worth the wait, because think about it. If you could pack in your full-time job or part-time job in 6 months to a year, wouldn't that be worth it, putting the effort in and building your home-based business right now? Don't let anything knock you out of your business. I call them dream stealers. That's woefully, they're everywhere. They're negative. They will never get into your business, and they will never grow a business. So always stay away from dream stealers. As I said in my opening, positive, positive, positive. Don't waste time on the cynics or the non-motivated people. They will not succeed in your business, and you could drag someone to water, but you can't make them drink it. Always operate your business in a professional and ethical manner. Don't make false claims about your network marketing or exaggerate your income. Give your prospects the facts, and you will build the trust with them. People can be smarter than you think, and they can really sniff out you're being dishonest quickly. Then what's happened is you've lost your credibility, and not only that, you've lost your prospect. Learn all you can about home-based business. Education is key also. So instead of watching maybe a football match in a Sunday afternoon, maybe you could go on a webinar. You could look up people like Eric Warr or Ray Higdon. These people are really, really good in what they do in the network marketing business, and they put out a lot of free seminars and free videos, which you can see on YouTube. Places like that really will help you build your businesses. Always think big. Think big dreams. Set big goals. Small thinking produces small results. Live life without putting limits on yourself. Keeping close contact every day with your new people you sponsor, that you've sponsored in your networking business. Let them know you care and you're there to help. Praise the new people that are doing a great job, and at least send an email to them when they sponsor someone new. Let them know they're doing a great job, and if there's anything that you can do to help them. Always be enthusiastic. Smile when you're on the phone. Enjoy yourself, and let others feel your enthusiasm for what you're doing. It becomes contagious. When you discover new ways of building your business, share them with your downline. Don't keep them as a secret. Share them with your downline. Help them build their business, because guess what? If you're helping them build their business, it's building your business. That's what network marketing is all about. Listen to tapes, read books, and personal development. It will always pay you big dividends to be educated. Don't allow small problems and rejections throw you off. Not everybody is going to join your business. You're always going to get a no, and you also get yeses. So don't worry about it. Just move on and move on to the next person. And the last thing I want to say is have fun. People want to be around others that are having fun, be it in everyday life or your business. Have fun with your home-based business. Enjoy yourself, and watch how many others want to be involved in what you're doing. Okay, Ron, that's all I have.
Glenn, that was spectacular, my friend. That was great. It was well laid out, easy to follow, and I've got a good half page notes here that I'm going to recap real quick, make sure everybody got these down, and thank you so much. I'd love to add you to the roster and have you back out another time here, Glenn. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Well, guys, let's go back and recap something here that a few things actually. I think I've got about 8 or 9 of them that I want to go over here with you again, and make sure you guys got these notes down. These are the building blocks to any business, whether it be online, offline, traditional, or networking. It doesn't matter. With the things that Glenn just covered with you, you can see that he's been from corporate America, and some of the different things that he shared here are very, very, very valuable, guys. So write this down. Have fun. It's really important. It is, especially in networking, especially in a social media atmosphere. If you want to go viral, like I was talking about at the beginning of the call, the content that's being posted is incredibly important. Okay, because people want to see things that are fun. They also want to hang out with people that are fun. If you look around and you talk to some of these leaders, people gravitate towards them. You meet them in Vegas and at different events, and they seem to know everybody. Okay, or their team is always Skyping and emailing and calling them, and they just want to be around you because you're a leader and because you're fun. Okay, so make sure that you're creating that type of environment that Glenn was just talking about, that is one of fun, that when you bring people in, you start to build a relationship with them. And what's really important to understand here, guys, is that people will come here for the social network. They'll come here, for the different products that we roll out and things. They'll come here for the comp plan. They come here for all kinds of different things. But you know what's going to keep them here? The glue that's going to keep them here is the relationship that you build with them. That's why they're going to stay, guys. All right. That's why Glenn has 900 people in his group, and it's going to explode over the next 12 months for him. It's because of the environment he's creating and the duplication he's creating within his team. And when you bring somebody in, if you're all upset and you're never happy and things, the people that you bring in probably aren't going to want to be around you. They may not be here long enough to learn the business and actually start building. So your team may not get traction. If you have a ton of attrition in your group, what's going on? What's your attitude? Are you positive? Do they see conviction in your eyes? What are you duplicating? Because be it positive or be it negative, you will duplicate it through your group. All right. So don't be a Cancer. Make sure that you are a good, positive, upbeat person. And then the next thing that really stuck out here for me was, don't just bring anybody in. Some will, some won't. So what? Okay. And it's very, very true, but I want to lighten that up just a little bit and remind you guys that you've got 2 different sides to your business here. It makes it very unique, but you got 2 different sides to it. So first off, I would be a professional. Okay. Professionals sort, amateurs recruit. You want to be working with those individuals that aren't drawing down all your energy, that aren't wearing you out every single day with just monotonous questions and emotions that, you're not a counselor. All right. You can be their friend. You can be their mentor. You can be their leader. But you got to be careful that you're not getting into a situation where you're more of a counselor and you're not building your business because you're taking up all your time with individuals who really don't want to build. They just want to, chat your ear off. So you need to be a professional about this as well. And as being a professional, you want to sort through and find those individuals they're going to have similar vision and dreams as you do, so that you guys can run together, that you can drive hard together. Because if this is a marathon, this isn't a sprint, but I will tell you that every single day you need to wake up in the morning and say, what am I going to do today to change my business and impact my family, my family's lives, for generations. And then at the end of the day, you need to look back and say, what did I do today? Single-handedly, what did I do today that improved my business, moved it forward, and changed my life? And if you don't feel good about the way your day ended, the good thing is you have another day coming. All right. So you've got to, as Glenn also stated, you got to plan for success. If you didn't plan to succeed tomorrow, then you already plan to fail. So before you go to bed tonight, you should already be writing down what you're going to do tomorrow. Okay. And you don't need to make it overwhelming. Just put the top 10 things that you're going to do. When those 10 things are done, guess what? Go take a break. Great job. You accomplished your list. If you only have maybe a couple of hours, maybe it's only your top 5 things. But you want to make them achievable. You want to have your short-term and your long-term goals so that you're always moving in the direction of your goal. And you need to be, flexible, focused on the goal, okay? You need to be focused on the goal, where you want to get to, but flexible on the approach, because this is life, guys. And, things might be going along just perfect for you for, a few weeks, a month, and all of a sudden, boom, something just jumps up in front of you, and now you got to deal with it, okay? So in dealing with that, you may have to come off your game plan for your business just for a little bit, and then you come back to it again. All right. So that's the being flexible part. You are always focused on your goal, always focused on the dream, on your why. Why are you here? Okay. But you got to be flexible on how you get there. Another thing that Glenn said that I completely love this, and I back it 1,000%. Get 3. Help them get their 3 who get their 3. Guys, it's a duplication, all right? And I see way, way too often individuals that have been brought to the company, and then their sponsor just disappears. And guys, I'm going to tell you, even if you think you have the best networker in the world that has everything figured out, the worst thing that you can ever do for your business, for Leafit, for that person you brought in, is bring somebody in and drop them and never call them back. Don't take their calls. You're not there to support them. That's the worst thing that you can do. Okay? When you bring somebody in, and that's why Glenn is saying, grab just 3 people. Why? Because you can manage that and still maintain your day job at the same time. Now, everybody's on this webinar is different. If you're somebody who's got a business that is just, running itself, you've got management in place, and you've got your base camp covered. You've got the money that you need every month to cover your bills and entertainment, and you're just building, Leafit for the fun of it. Well, then you're in a different situation. You've got full time. Maybe you can grab 10, 15, 20 people and work with them at one time. But I'm talking to the masses right now that have that daily job, that they've got to balance their business with their daily life. Guys, grab 3 people. Work with those 3. And if you want to take it that next step, and you need 5 to qualify on all levels of the compensation, you go 3 to 5. I wouldn't go more than 5 at one time. And then you focus on them. You plug them into the system. You help them make their 3 ways. You're that expert there for them. You're spending your extra time when you're not on the phone with them. You're learning the business. So if they do call, you know the answers. Okay? That's being a professional. And that will change your life. Pour into these folks. Duplicate yourself through them. Because when you do that for them, the majority of them are going to do the same thing for their people. Why? Because you told them that's what you expect. I'm going to do this for you, and then you can turn around and do this for somebody else. Set the stage right from the beginning and duplicate that team. Drive it deep, drive it wide, drive it solid. You guys have everything in your hands that you need, as Glenn and Will had stated, that we've provided so many different tools to you guys. You need to utilize those tools and then plug your teams into them. And we've got a lot more tools and websites and all kinds of great things coming your way to continue to help you guys. But I can't build your business for you. Glenn can't build it for you. All we can tell you is the best way to do it through experience. Okay, I've been doing this a long time. Glenn's been doing this a long time, guys. So just grab 3, Work with them, pour your heart and soul into them, develop a relationship with them so they feel that that door is open and they can come back and ask you questions whenever they need to without, feeling stupid. No matter how bad the question may seem to them, it's never a stupid question. We're going to answer that question and we're going to get them back on the road and working again. That's where you need to be. You need to be that support for these folks. Everybody's looking for some kind of a leader, some kind of a mentor. And, you can be that person, guys. Let's see, take them to your sales funnel. Okay, so this is something else I wanted to talk about was it was sparked through the conversation here that Glenn was having. So you get your 3 and then you duplicate yourself. It's very, very simple. You take them through your sales funnel that we've provided to you guys. And then when they call you back, you're going to get them on the phone with your upline, and your upline can act as that professional for you. Even if you know the answer, remember, I always say, you tell them, you know what, I'm not the expert, but I have somebody who is. Let me get them on the phone. And remember, you're doing that because you want that third-party confirmation that your business is cool. All right. So if I was doing phone calls and I had somebody on the phone, I'd say, you know what, let me tell you something. I'm not the expert here. I'm just now getting started, but I have somebody. His name's Glenn Wightman, and he is the expert. Okay. If Glenn was my upline. If he was my upline, either my sponsor or the next one up from my sponsor. If my sponsor's new, then I'll go one more up. Okay. But Glenn is an expert. Let me get him on the phone and see if he's got a couple of minutes to answer these questions for you. This guy is incredible. He's building an enormous team. He's growing so rapidly. My goal is to be like Glenn. So let me see if he's here. Okay. So then I call up Glenn. I say, hey, I got Jody on the phone. She's excited. She's got some questions. And I was wondering, do you have just a couple of minutes? Well, Glenn knows that he's pouring time into use to create that duplication. So he's going to say, yeah, of course, Ron, I'm here for you. So I bring on Jody. What do? I'm going to build Glenn up again. I'm going to put him up on a pedestal. I'm going to edify him. Okay. And then I'm going to hand the call over to him. At that point, I have one job. My job is just to shut up and sit back because I just told them that Glenn's the expert. Okay. So I don't want to interrupt Glenn. Otherwise, what happens? I just tore down his credibility. If he's the expert and I just said I'm not, who am I to be, correcting Glenn? Even if something he said is not 100% correct, do not interrupt him. All right. And then Glenn, as soon as he takes over the call, what he's going to do is he's going to edify me back again. There's a whole system to this. You edify him and then he edifies you back and you're sitting back. You might say, hey, thanks, Glenn. I really appreciate that. And then you just be quiet again. And Glenn will take over from there. And what's he going to do? He's going to edify you. Then he's going to take the call and he's going to answer the questions. And at the end, then he's going to turn it back over and he's going to tell him this. You know what, Jody, you couldn't be in better hands. Ron, even though he's new with the company, he's a hard worker. He's a great leader. And you are with the right sponsor. So congratulations and welcome to the team. I'm going to turn you back over to Ron. Ron, if you want to help Jody, go ahead and get started. I think Jody's ready to go. Jody, you ready to go? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Glenn, I'm ready to go. Great, Ron. Go ahead and take it. You know how to get her signed up. Call me back if you have any more questions. And then you end the call right there. Okay. And then what am I doing? I'm getting back on with my prospect. Now, I went a little bit different direction than what Glenn was talking about. Glenn was saying that once you've given them the information, you need to follow up. And that is absolutely correct. Completely correct, guys. Matter of fact, I have an individual. I'm not gonna name names here, but I have a personal friend. Matter of fact, about 12 years ago or so, 12, 13 years ago, he used to work for me, and he became the president to one of my marketing companies, and I watched him blossom and develop. And when I got rid of that marketing company, he went into network marketing full time. And he had already been doing some network marketing previously, and that was part of why I hired him for his experience. But today, this individual is making between $1.3 million and $2 million a year in network marketing. So very significant. And the reason I bring him up is one of the things that he does is exactly what Glenn just talked about. What he does is he'll send people, he'll send them an email that sends them into a sales funnel, okay, which is like what we've created for you guys. And then he calls them back the very next day and says, hey, I sent you an email. It provided you some information on my current business. Did you by chance get the opportunity to go and look at that? And if they say, oh, yeah, I did. Great. You know what? I'm glad I called then. Did you have any questions on anything? Yeah, you know what? I do have some questions, Ron. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not the expert, but I have somebody who is. See where I go back to? Okay, because I'm going to bring in that third party now. What are they starting to see? They're starting to see, and I'm going to tell you why I do that with a third party as well, but they're starting to see now some of the different tools that we have, and they went through the funnel. Okay, so not only does that funnel do the selling and telling for you guys, but it also creates the reality that, hey, I can do this too. Because what did I do? I only sent you through to a sales funnel. Then I followed up with you. I said, hey, did you get through that? If they tell me no, I didn't get through it, then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little more pressure on them. I'm going to say, why don't you take just a moment right now? It's going to take you, a few minutes to go through that. Why don't you do that now? I'm going to call you back in about 30 minutes. Will you be around in 30 minutes? And the reason I'm doing this is because this thing is exploding, and I feel so convicted that I need to be on the phone with you right now helping you out. All right, so I'm going to call you back in 30 minutes. And I'll tell you what, when I call you back, I'm going to put you on the phone with somebody who's going to be able to answer all your questions. This is a top-notch guy in the company that is just slaying it. Okay, so now I just kind of committed them, right? So that follow-up is so important. And when I speak with this individual that I was just telling you guys about, that is what he does every single time that he brings somebody in, is he sends them an email, he follows up with them. And he says, you know what, Ron, if I don't follow up, they don't sign up. All right, so do not wait for somebody to call you. Make sure that you're always calling them back in 24 hours or less and answering their questions and keeping them engaged and moving them through the sales process there. One last thing I want to talk to you guys about here is, again, being a professional. Professionals sort, amateurs recruit. Okay, so what are they sorting? Well, if you guys were to sit down tonight, and this would be my advice to you, is sit down and go through a quick brainstorm list and, just ask yourself, and you can find these online, but kind of a who do you know list, okay? Who's your dentist? Who's your doctor? Who's your, who's your chiropractor? Who is your, gosh, I don't know. I mean, we could just sit here and keep going through this, but who do you know at work? Do you play golf? Who do you golf with? So you go through and just start asking yourself all these different things. Who's your CPA? Do you have a tax attorney? Do you have, all these different people? These are the people that you can make this list up and get, 50 to 100 names minimum on that list. Most of you won't have a problem writing down 500 names. But put your list together, and then don't be biased. Don't go, oh, they wouldn't do the business. Yeah, they would. No, they wouldn't. When you're making the list, don't be biased. Okay. Then once the list is made, go back and actually put a mark next to each one of them. Yes, they would be interested in the business. No, they wouldn't. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. No, they wouldn't. And those that would not be interested in a network marketing company, I want you to send those to your leafit.com/your username. Okay. I want you to send those to the leafit.com/your username. Why? Well, because if they're not going to be interested in a network marketing company, they're going to do what Glenn talked about and create negative energy. Okay? They're going to be negative. They're going to drag you down, and they might even get you broke to a point where you go, oh, man, I don't know if this is going to work for me. You got to stay positive on it, guys. This is the most viral business I've ever been involved in, and I built a lot of large multi-million-dollar companies. Nothing compared to what we've got our hands on right now, what you have your hands on right now. All right, so you got to stay positive, and that's why you're sorting this list, because listen to the difference here. If you sent that same individual that wasn't going to be interested in the network marketing side, and you send them over to the .com, and all they're seeing is the social network, the affiliate side of it, don't pay me a dime, but you can still make some money. And here's what you got to do. Do the same thing you're already doing at the other social networks. Post a picture, tag a product, make a post or make a comment to it, and stick it into the social network. Okay? So if you send them over to your .com site and that's all they're seeing, chances are they're going to sign up. Because why? It's a new social network that's going to pay them to be there. Right? Okay, so you see the mindset difference? But if you were to send that same individual to your leafit.biz/your username, that's all about the network marketing side, they might go, you know what, Ron? I'm not even interested in this. I don't even know why you sent it to me. I can't believe you're doing that. Are they judging Leafit? No, they're not. What they're judging, guys, is the fact that they've heard something bad from somebody about the networking industry. That's all they're judging. They don't know anything about your business, but they're still going to tear you down because they think they're doing you a favor. All right? So you see the difference there? If you send the wrong person to the wrong site, you'll get a negative response. You send them to the right site, you'll get the right response. It's your job to sort that list. I can't tell you who to send where. I can just tell you that's probably the best way to do that. Now, once they've been involved in the network for a while as an affiliate, feel free to say, hey, by the way, did you know that instead of making commissions or e-commerce commissions on just your own pictures, that I could show you a way you can do that on 9 generations of your friends? Now, did I say, hey, I got a network marketing company you should join? No, I didn't. What I said was, I can show you how to do the same thing you're already doing, but now make overrides on 9 generations of your friends. And when they look at how many people are following them and how many people they've introduced to the network, they might go, wow, I didn't even know that was possible. Okay, so then you show them how to make more money on the e-commerce, and then you parlay that right into the unilevel and the matrix and the check match, and say, did you even know this existed? Isn't this incredible? I'm making money with this. So professionals sort, amateurs recruit. Don't be an amateur, guys. Okay, if you're going to build your business and you want to be huge, as Glenn said, you got to plan for success, and you got to do that right now. You don't wait until your business is big to start planning for success. You do it right now, because you got to have your business model in place. You got to have your game plan in place, and best thing you can always do is do it at the beginning. But do not sit back and spend a week or two creating that business plan and procrastinating, saying, well, I'll call somebody once I get this figured out, or I'll call somebody once I get that figured out. You don't need to have it figured out, guys. You don't need to be the expert. You got Upline to help you with that. So hopefully that helps everybody. Glenn, I know you've been sitting there for a while. Took your floor away from you. Did you have anything else that you wanted to say to the webinar?
No, I'm fully behind what you're saying, Ron. The thing is that you don't need to recruit the world. Just help three and three, and your business will grow exponentially.
Absolutely, and you're obviously evidence of that. So congratulations on your early success there, Glenn. And again, thank you for coming and spending this time with us. And I'm going to go ahead and proceed forward here, guys. Let's get past Will. He's already spoken. We're going to bring the webinar to a close. We are over an hour, and I appreciate you guys sticking out here and taking your good notes. And I know your businesses are going to explode from the time that Will and myself and Glenn have poured into you guys tonight. So I want to talk to you real quick about a 50K race. If you're not familiar with it, you can locate this in your back office under the Money tab. And we're giving away $200,000, guys. It's called the 50K race because we're racing to 50,000 paying associates. How does this money break out? What's along the way here for you? Well, when we hit 5,000 paying associates, which we're approaching that, once we hit 5,000 paying associates, the individual that has the most personally sponsored associates in their group will get a $15,000 check. When we hit 10,000 paying associates, the individual with the most personally sponsored associates will get a $25,000 check. Now that's still up for grabs, guys. I mean, you could come in today and put 100 people on this week, and which is, trust me, it's been done multiple times. But you could literally come in, put 100 people into your group, and be right there in the contingency for that money, that 25 grand, right before Christmas, guys. When we hit 25,000 paying associates, the whole game changes. We're not a recruiting company. Okay, we're all about building relationships and building a network of teamwork. And one way to really push that direction was at 25,000 paying associates. We're going to give away 50 grand, but that's to the individual who has the most personally sponsored, who each have their 3. So if you do what Glenn is talking about, get 3, who get 3, who get 3, guys, you'll be right there. You'll be in contingency for that 50K. Then at 50,000 paying associates, we're going to give out $110,000 to the individual who has the most personally sponsored, who each have their 3. Okay? Again, people come here for the products, the network, and everything, but they'll stay for those relationships. We're going viral right now. I suggest that if you're not part of the company yet, that you do move forward with us right now, today. Get started. Get your sponsor's username. Go to their website, leafit.biz/your sponsor's username. Secure your position today. As we stated during the call, it is time sensitive. And you would like to have those leaders that are coming in tomorrow, the next day, and the next day underneath you instead of you being underneath them, right? So that way they're helping build your network. So make sure you get your position secured tonight. Download the app. As we stated before, become either an affiliate or an associate with Leafit, then download the app through the link in your back office. Do not go directly to the iTunes store. Follow the step-by-step system. Plug your people into all of these different webinars so that if you're not available one day, they still have the support that they need. They know how to submit a support ticket. They know how to, work their app. They know how to get onto the different webinars. Those are the types of things that they need to know how to do. Even show them how to post the link to their sales funnel. Choose one of the 12 lead capture pages that we provided to you guys and put that out there into some of the different media marketing. If you haven't done that yet, do it tonight. Get that started for yourself. I hear stories every day of folks that have put their lead capture pages out there, and people have been going through their sales funnel and they're signing people up left and right that they haven't even met yet. So their follow up is calling people saying, "Hey, I'm Ron. Thanks for joining my team. Where do you live?" Literally, they don't even know some of these folks. So pretty exciting when that happens to you. Get on the phone. Invite people to each and every one of the webinars. We have 6 opportunity webinars every single day, and in all different time zones. So make sure that you're plugging your people into those different webinars. And if you had somebody on every single webinar 6 times a day there, your business would literally explode in a very short amount of time. Build relationships and have fun. And guys, I just want to say welcome to the team and let the fun begin for you. Fun's already started for us over here. We're having a blast. We're having a great time. I love seeing our dreams come together. And now it's time for you guys to make your dreams a reality. Will and Glenn, thank you so much for coming out and spending this time and sharing with the folks on the webinar. And with that, this webinar is a wrap. Have a good night.